it's me against the world, so number one's what I gotta be. I swear that I just gotta be king, that is my prophecy. I feel like there's a god in me, monsters can't even conquer me. Ready for war constantly, label me as a prodigy. Never been modest, honestly, come at me, what you got for me?
But now it's Monday night. AEW Double or Nothing was so long that it's become Monday when we start this review. Is the pay-per-view too long? I don't know. But this is the Joe Cronin Show. This is AEW Double or Nothing, your pay-per-view review. This was a massive, long show rivaling WrestleManias. To be honest, so much to talk about tonight because this show was at times good and at other times head-scratching, to be honest. And so that's interesting to me because most AEW events are just amazing and they're fun and they're just so good. This one was, I believe we're going to have some controversy here on this one for some people. Some people, I think, liked it a lot. Some people had issues with certain things. One thing's for sure, Martha Hart is a goddess. And what a hat, man. What a hat. What's up, chat, guys? If you're brand new to the channel, I'm live all the time after AEW, WWE, everything, you know the deal. Subscribe so we can get ourselves to 80,000 subscribers eventually. And, of course, if you want, vote. Above is a poll for you guys to vote. So drop it in the poll. Let us know what you think about the show tonight. You can donate live to the show if you guys want to say something and help me out, but also get your shit across. There's the link in the chat right there, one of them. There's multiple links. They're in the description box down below. You can use Super Chat if you want, or you can use the pinned link to the top of the page that you guys can see there. Man, do I have some stuff to say about this show tonight. MJF threw this whole thing off and partially. I'm a little bit shocked about a few things. I'm going to tell you what they are in a few minutes. This alert is going out to everybody hopefully by now. I'm sure some people decided to just go out and get drunk instead. Or there's people watching in the theater. That I'm envious of. I would have loved to be watching this in the theater. That would have been a glorious moment. I love wrestling in the theater. I've only done it once where I've seen wrestling in the theater. CM Punk is your brand new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. And CM Punk, I believe, is already carrying the belt better than Adam Page, maybe. A little bit shocked about it. They sort of did the Roddy Piper, Bret the Hitman Hart ending, you know, from WrestleMania 8. They didn't do the finish, but they did, you know, the whole, I don't know if I want to hit you with the bell. Instead of the bell, though, it was the belt. So, very interesting. CM Punk looking like a 50-year-old. I love it. I love it. He just looks like anorexic Santa Claus. I love it, CM Punk. I love it. Don't ever stop being you. Dude, I'll tell you what. CM Punk took the GTS really well. And Adam Page delivered the GTS really well. I got to be honest. I'm actually kind of impressed. What did you guys think about AEW tonight? Curious to know. We'll go to the calls a little bit later and the Discord a little bit later. Lots and lots, like I said, to talk about. I'm obviously just spamming up the beginning of this show. Hit the like button. That is the biggest help you can give. Or actually, the biggest help you can give is donating to the show live. But whatever. You know, whatever you can do is fine with me. But hit the like button would really help out. Man, MJF and Wardlow starting the show off. I was shocked by that. I didn't like it. I didn't think that was the match to start the show off. I mean, I think it could have, in a way, it could be. You know, I kind of get it. You know, and partially, I'm like, yeah, okay. I kind of get that being the first match. But there was another part of me that was like, man, you know, I don't know. I just felt like that match needed give the crowd a little more time to build to that, because that's been my opinion, that was the best story. The best story going into this show tonight for me was, man, MJF and Wardlow, I can't wait. And it was like, I can't wait, but you do want to wait a little bit because you want to build to that match a little bit. But instead, that didn't happen. It just boom right off the bat. There and it didn't help that the BR Live app or whatever was crashing for me at the beginning of the show, and so therefore I couldn't see. I had to like rewind to the beginning of that match, so it was kind of like that was a problem too for me. So that may have sort of been the issue or been a major issue with that. Maybe other people didn't have as big an issue as far as I did, but I had some major issues. I have some major things to talk about tonight. No doubt about it. I want to thank John Cream last night who donated
shit bum
his big one to the show.
I'm glad MJF showed to put Wardlow over, but I think Tony Khan's letting him go. CM Punk winning in the match psychology was fantastic. 8/10 PPV.
Boom! Alex Oli with a $5 super chat. What's up, Alex Oli? How you doing, man? Appreciate it, bro. Alex, I don't know if he's going to let him go, man, but maybe, I mean, there was some kind of major disagreement. I did like the ending match, though. I got to be honest. Adam Page and CM Punk, I was worried that match was going to suck. I actually thought that match was pretty good. So I agree. I actually kind of liked that a lot. It was one of the better matches of the night to me. Darby Allin and Kyle O'Reilly, to me, started saving the show, in my opinion. I wasn't too, happy with the show at that point. And to me, Darby Allin, man, and Kyle O'Reilly, they had such a weird match, and they just, guns blazing type of thing. And dude, Darby Allin almost corpsed himself. You know what I mean? That was crazy. Alex Oli, you're going to be, you're good. I got to give you the championship right now. If the show was to end tonight, the top donation was from Alex Oli at $5. I doubt that's how it's going to stand, but hey, for right now, Alex, you're in control of that, JCS Digital Championship. So thank you for that. I don't know, bro. What was your favorite match of the night? Put it in the chat if you guys can. Put it in the chat. You guys can also super chat if it works. Use the super chat feature if you want to. Custer says, what's up, Danny boy? Ooh, you're looking for Danny there, huh? There's a bunch of free streams. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people could catch it if you wanted to. House of Black match was sick. Yeah, they were out of their minds, bro. Dude, that tombstone, that sit-down tombstone, holy shit, bro. That was corpse-like stuff. That sit-down tombstone was nuts. Or whatever he calls it. I don't even remember. I don't remember what he calls it. But, oh, my God, bro. Dude, he annihilated his head. It was like, bro, that was... I think Tony Schiavone almost shit his pants too. He made some kind of noise. He was like, ugh, like he did some kind of noise that was like, dude, I think he almost came out of his ass on that. Oh man, this was wild. This was a wild night, man, because of how long the show was. I mean, Jesus, bro. How long can you make a show last? This show was unbelievably long tonight. It was crazy long tonight. Let me see here. Let's see what John says. Oh, Johnny, I appreciate it, man. We'll see what you have to say. We'll see what's up, man. I had major issues with the stream, says Jariz. What up, Jariz? Yeah, man, a lot of people did. A lot of people did. A lot of people had real problems with the stream tonight, and that was a problem. Again, it seems to be with the streaming era, that's what happens, man. Back in the pay-per-view era, your pay-per-views don't have problems. You buy a pay-per-view, you almost never have a problem. But, not since like the early 1990s and the 80s. Has like TV signal like been a problem, but it's a problem again because of the internet and the way that things are done. By the way, real quickly, while we're waiting for everybody to get in here, this is a major non-AEW related announcement, ladies and gentlemen. Noelle Foley is launching her OnlyFans, ladies and gentlemen. Noelle Foley launching her OnlyFans, to which I said on Twitter, so soon you will see Mrs. Foley's baby boys, baby girls, baby maker. And then hashtag daddy. So that's really beautiful, to be honest. To which one of you replied, and by one of you I mean for the brothers, responded with, I guess I'll go put on Mr. Sacco. Dude, I was upstairs. I told Leah about this, and then I saw the guess I'll put on Mr. Sacco, and dude, I almost died. That almost killed me to death, bro. I was upstairs like wheezing around the house. That's how much that freaked me out, bro. CM Punk is your new AEW World Heavyweight Champion, and we are here to talk about AEW Double or Nothing, May 30th, 2022, although it was May 29th was technically when it happened, but now it's into Monday. We're into Monday already. Hit that like button and stick the thumb way up my ass if you guys can. I thought it would have been funny if Jericho had disconnected the sound or like yelled at the sound guy and then like made him switch the song to Judas. I thought that, I mean, then they might have gotten a little bit too hokey, but dude, how funny would it have been if he went over there and would yell at the guy, change the song, damn it, play my song, god damn it. You know, and then all of a sudden it was like, and fucking like, dun, 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 and then they're getting beat up throughout the arena to Judas. I mean, obviously maybe that's a little too much, but I thought that would have been hilarious, man. I was in my own head laughing my ass off thinking about it happening. It was already funny that the thing, I mean, you know, there's a part of me that was like, why are they doing this? You know, there's like a Jim Cornette side of my head that's like, what are they doing? But then the other part of my head was laughing. Like I was laughing hysterically at that. And this show really needed something like that. This show really needed something like that. It needed some funniness. It needed some insanity. Like it was sleepy at that point, really. You know, it needed to be woken up, and it was woken up, I believe. You know, so like that was good. You know, that they were able to kind of, you know, get some comedy going. The chaos was crazy as we expected the chaos to be nuts as far as that match goes. And, you know, that's what we got was chaos and just they're all over the arena and freaking out and, you know, everything's nuts. But, you know, we're going to break down every single match by match. I mean, I'm not going to go into like, then he hit this move and that move. I'm not going to like get boring and go through every single move that happened. But I'll give you my opinions of the matches and what, you know, went down, and we'll hear from you guys, obviously. And right now, Alex Oli is the top donator. If you guys want to say something tonight, you guys can donate. The link for the donations is in the description box down below. There's a brand new $18 one. They're all listed down below, or you guys can super chat if you want to do that. That's fine, too. The donation link is pinned to the top of the chat. And speaking of the top of the chat, above the donation link, there's a poll. And you can vote if you'd like. It costs nothing to vote. And right now we have 585 votes about AEW Double or Nothing. It was. 43% of you say good. 29% say amazing. Amazing. And 22% said kind of lame. 6% said terrible. So, in my opinion, that's about a 28% thumbs down. 28% of you gave this show a thumbs down tonight. And 68% of you gave it a thumbs up. So we're going to give the show tonight a thumbs up. I'm going to say the show tonight was about a 6.5 out of 10. You know, it had a lot of matches, so it was able to catch up with itself. But, you know, it was in jeopardy at a point of, you know, having problems. Luckily, to me, around the Darby Kyle O'Reilly match, things started picking up a bit, which is good for, you know, AEW, because it had not been looking good before that. You know, very good. It was looking a little bit like, woo, you know, I don't know what's going on here. So, good news that things picked up, you know, as far as AEW goes. Double or Nothing. I mean, it's a 5-hour show. You know, I mean, what's wrong with Jeff is, you know, they're getting older, man. Their hips and legs and knees, I mean, things are giving out. You know what I mean? On the Hardys. I think the Hardys need to switch over to that broken gimmick and get into the theatrics again. Not because it has been working well, because the broken gimmick worked really well for about 1 year. For one whole year, the broken gimmick was fucking awesome. And then it spent a few years kind of being blah. It started out okay in AEW as well, and part of that was because of how good, you know, Jericho was at really, you know, selling that whole deal and everything. So, you know, I give it to Jericho for helping, you know, kind of put that over a bit. But, you know, you've got to do something. And I think that they really need to be careful with their bodies. And the whole extreme and that high-paced and off the ladders, man, they got to be careful. So I think that they need to go kind of magical. Go like think, Undertaker, Edge's group, and go, Willow, either Brother Nero and Willow or whatever, or Broken Matt Hardy, whatever you want to do something. Go back to that and create that. That way Matt Hardy can do less, actual wrestling. And he can have matches, but it's really more about the broken character because that's character's entertaining. And quite honestly, Matt Hardy's characters in AEW have been trash, other than, the broken thing. And that people think that didn't work, but I thought it worked a lot better than anything else Matt Hardy's done in AEW. So, and yes, the Boston Celtics won tonight. Yay. I was watching that on my phone while I was watching the show on the Xbox, and I am sitting here. I'm ready for Monday Night Raw already, everybody. I'm ready already with my Raw Tarded shirt. I'm already ready for Monday Night Raw. Who's ready? This shirt is available on my Teesprings website, by the way, if you want to go check it out. Purchase your shirt now. Get the Raw Tarded shirt and the SmackDowns shirt as well from the Joe Cronin Show store. Woo! I do that shit, okay? Let's do it. Oh, shit. CJ Rella. CJ Rella. CJ, thank you for becoming a 30-month member, man. Holy crap, dude. 30 months, bro? Wow.
Motherfucker, here we go. Everyone knows I'm
Oh, John Cream!
Yo, motherfucker, no romance, cause there ain't no chance in my happy pants. Could you perchance come and take this dance and leave me here? I'm a bad motherfucker, ain't got no
Scissor me! We're scissoring!
Time, motherfucker.
Yo,
Put it in a happy rhyme, motherfucker. I said it's clock. You bang bang tick tock in the fucking suck. Oil shock. 2 on consignment, 1 in stock. What's the time, motherfucker? Said clock. I said it's clock.
Time for Hangman to get his rematch in Chicago, turning heel in a month and winning the title to the loudest boos you will ever hear.
No. John Cream, thank you for the $10. How about that? If Hangman goes heel. I actually thought that Omega might show up tonight, but I thought something was going to happen because they hadn't done much tonight, Sorry, but Julia Hart with the lights out really doesn't make me feel too good, I was like, that was pretty underwhelming, dude. I was like, they're like, oh, Julia Hart. But I kind of get it. Maybe I'm just being a crotchety bastard. I don't know. Maybe that's me just being a crotchety bastard. But let's take a look at the show tonight, right? MJF versus Wardlow starts off the show, and I really was shocked by that because I was like, oh no. That means that this is bull. It just felt rushed. They went out there and it was okay. It was good, but it didn't have the buildup. I think that that's a match that shouldn't have been on first because the buildup of the match was there. I think that it needed more anticipation throughout the night, and it would have gotten a better pop. I would have opened potentially with, to be honest, with anything else. Probably the women's... No, I probably would have opened with the Hardys and Young Bucks or Death Triangles match, and then maybe even open with Darby Allin, Kyle O'Reilly. But I just thought that was wrongly placed. But either way, it was just nice to see the story end, but at the same time, it should have been better, in my opinion, with all the buildup. It was the best story of the year. I really do. I think it was the best story of the year. And the best story of the year just starts the show off and is over. And it was like, oh, I don't know. Something was off about it. And I think because of MJF leaving or saying he's leaving or whatever it was, that whole thing threw off everything. It really did to me. It just threw everything off. God damn. John Cream, thank you for the 10. Was that $10? Yeah, $10, man. John Cream is going to knock Alex Ole off and become the top donator of the stream so far. Going to take over that JCS Digital Championship, does John Cream. If you're brand new to the channel, we're live after every single WWE event, AEW event, and everything else, and I've been doing this for over the last 10 years here on YouTube. If you missed all my old shows, go look them all up. And join us every single day almost on YouTube on the Joe Cronin Show. Thanks for hitting the like button. And thanks for tweeting me at JCS Commentary. John Cream, thank you for becoming the top donator of the show tonight. John, you're going to make me cream my pants, bro. You want me to cream my pants? Yo, XL is here. Look at that. Dropping fucking super chats on our ass. Oh, I'm going to talk about the tournament in a minute. First of all, someone needs to show Ruby Soho how to do a sharpshooter. Really couldn't do a sharpshooter too well. CM Punk wasn't the best at it either, but Ruby Soho, my God, that is not a sharpshooter. I watched the whole thing, too. It's not like she sat the whole time. She was just like, I don't want to apply this. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, I don't want to apply this. She's like, I'll just, like, I don't know what the fuck this is, but she sat on this the whole time. I got news for you. This is not the sharpshooter. Just so you know. I mean, like, maybe it is for the women. It's like the women's version. What the hell is this? I don't know, man. It just didn't seem right. That don't seem like the sharpshooter, bro. That seems like the shit shooter. This was the shit shooter. Why is the Owen Hart tournament ends with fuckery? If you're going to have fuckery, why put those two guys against each other that way? Why did the Owen Hart tournament end with a with like screwy stuff? Why didn't somebody just beat the other person straight up with wrestling? I don't know. Maybe because Owen Hart was like a heel a lot of times and Owen Hart would have cheated to win, like sort of like a King of the Ring type of thing, so they figured that was even more of an homage to Owen Hart. He would have loved the heel winning the Owen Hart tournament. So maybe that's what it is. And so, like, you know, you could see that. So that was a little, but I thought that was a little funny that this big tournament, you know, but tournaments are known for that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the bad guy wins, then he breaks the trophy at the end, and you like, they spend all this time building this prestige of, oh, this great fucking, oh, we're having this great tournament. You know, it's unbelievable. And then the dude just just breaks the fucking trophy into pieces. You know, like, it's just like the classic, you know, a classic situation, you know? But, you know, it was nice. I loved what they did for Owen. I loved Martha Hart. Martha Hart is like the aunt, the crazy aunt that you all want. You know, she was great. She was funny as hell on the mic, bro. Very good on the mic. And I got something hot about her, too. You know what I mean? Should have ended in the screw job, like a full screw job, you know? Everybody was doing the sharpshooter, yeah, like, oh, it was like, I mean, you know, it was Brett's thing that Owen took, you know? Like, should have done the, you know, Owen really did, a lot of times Owen did the figure four, to be honest. More than anything, I think if I remember, Owen Hart really did the figure four quite a bit. If anybody remembers that. But, I mean, maybe I'm thinking wrong or something. But maybe not, you know, I don't know. My bad. Let's check the donations. Well, this is a subscription. Robert, thank you for subbing to the channel, man. My alerts are a little jacked up. I got to fix them a bit, but I appreciate you subbing, man. What's up? Get wet. Oh, shit.
I literally want to end myself tonight. Good luck getting swept by the Warriors when you guys could have just gave the Heat the win to not get embarrassed.
Oh, shut up.
I swear if the Celtics win I am going to burn my Panthers jersey and I will send it to you.
Nah, dude, just send me your Panthers jersey. I'll wear it. Like, I'll curse it. Pasharo ready to end himself over everything going on down there, man. First the Panthers lose for him, and now the Miami Heat lose. Take that, the fucking Celtics are going to the NBA championship, Pacharo. You suicidal fuck. Take that, bro. All right, we'll see the Golden State Warriors, or as I like to call them, the Golden State butt pumpers in the NBA championship. It's going to be great, man. The Celtics are going to have to go out there to San Fran, smell all the poo and homeless people. Oh, it's going to be great. A city that people want to go to less than Boston. Fucking Golden State. Golden State. It's called the Golden State because everybody pisses all over the streets and shit. That's why it's the fucking Golden State. All right? Bring it on, Warriors, you bunch of fucking smelly, homeless losers. So anyway, Wardlow MJF, I give that a 6 out of 10. Underwhelming for what it should have been. And I really believe that the rumors and what happened with MJF, whatever it was that happened, honestly gave this match a black eye. I don't think it helped the match. It hurt the match. And the match being first also hurt the match. So the match should not have been first. And I think they did it because probably MJF is on a flight right now and needed to get the hell out of there. By the way, shout out to the top donation from John Cream. It was $10. And if the stream ends, whenever it ends and nobody else beats this, John Cream will become your JCS digital champion, and we will tweet this out to all the Hellions on Twitter. Britt Baker is pretty hot, man. Golden State piss. What's up, DJ Dave? How you doing, man? Thanks for subbing me, man. Hey, by the way, we're drinking cran tonight, everybody. Do you know what that is? You can't get the cran. You don't know what the cran is. Only I can have the cran. It's Cape Cod cranberry, but you got to stir it with my dick. All right? So none of you can have the cran. Cheers to the cran, brother. It's cranberry juice unlike any other. Okay, you got that? Thank you for subbing. All right, every time you sub, a dolphin dies. All right? Thank you.
Smackdowns in the butt. Joe looking swole AF.
Am I looking swole, John Montgomery? I'm overweight right now. I need to lose some weight, bro. Appreciate that, though. I will double team. Me and you can hit the club. I'll divorce my wife. We'll hit the club. And we'll just double team people. And we'll videotape the whole thing. And we'll get canceled on Twitter. It'll be crazy. Let's do that, bro. Fuck people. Fuck everybody. So then, I'm trying to think of the match order because everything is out of order on my sheet here. I think the Hardys are up next, but I could be wrong. The Hardys versus the Young Bucks. Again, this was an all-right match. It felt like a Dynamite main event or something like that. It was pretty good, but the Hardys were slow and everything. I don't think they could keep up. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say it. They couldn't keep up with the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks were trying to wrestle the Young Bucks style, but they had to slow down the Young Bucks style in order to keep up with the Hardys. And it was kind of bizarre. At one point, Jeff Hardy lost his shoe. I was distracted by that. I kept thinking about, put it back on him, put it back on him. What the fuck's going on? And so that was weird. I was having problems there. Then I thought Jeff Hardy was actually hurt. Then I just realized the Hardys, they've been slow here or there. They're really sore. They feel broken themselves. So it wasn't that good. I'd probably give that a 6 out of 10, I guess, right? So at this point, I've got the Hardys with a 6 out of 10. I've got MJF and Wardlow with a 6 out of 10. MJF and Wardlow should have been an 8. Or, they should have done more story, with Wardlow coming out in the handcuffs. And, the match is going to start, but they can't start the match because they can't find the handcuff keys. That would have been cool. So I would have started it with, Wardlow standing in the ring, and he's like, hey, if we're going to have the match, I obviously need the key. And the guy's like, I don't know where the key is. They lost the key. What are they saying? And then MJF grabs the mic, and he's like, oh, what's wrong, Wardlow? You lost the key, man? And, then he could have maybe cracked Wardlow over the head with something while he's still handcuffed. And then the referee is like, get the key, forces them to get the key, but Wardlow's taken out. And maybe that happened. I don't even know because I actually had to skip the beginning of the match. Right around the ending part of the entrance for Wardlow, I started about 3 minutes into the match. So, shit, maybe that happened. But, so let me know, guys. We're going to keep an eye on the media scrum tonight and see what happens, and we will play some of that stuff tonight as well. But I understand why they had to do this. I get it. There's a problem, it seems like. There's some kind of disagreement over money or whatever it is, and MJF's being a problem, and they just got to get it. They just got to do the match quickly, get out of there, and, whatever. I understand that. I get it. But it should have been better, and because of that, it wasn't, and so I can only give it what I saw, and I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Young Bucks. Okay, so I got that one. I got the MJF Wardlow. I don't remember exactly what happened after that. It might have been Jade Cargill in the TBS title match, so I'm just going to go with that. That was not a very good match. It just wasn't a good match. The women didn't look good. Anna Jay was terrible, I thought. I just think she sucks in the ring. Jade is trying her best, but she's wrestling against someone else that isn't good. I gave that a 5.5 out of 10. We finally get to see Athena, though, and that was the best thing of the whole thing, I guess. So that wasn't very good. So at this point, I'm thinking, wow, this is the show. Okay, when's it going to get going? You know, this isn't looking so good so far. And I don't know what was next after that. It might have been Death Triangle, potentially. Then Death Triangle, you know, they had a wild match. You know, that was a crazy match. You know, Julia Hart showing up at the end, I just thought that was kind of lackluster. I get it. But it was just like, the lights go out. People thought it was Bray Wyatt. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, like, what is this? The lights go out. You know, and then out comes Anna Jay. It's all right. Some people were like, some people sucked this pay-per-view off like you wouldn't believe. They were like, this is the best thing ever. I love it. Best ever match. Ever match was the best ever match. According to so many people, it was so weird. But yeah, that was weird to me. I thought Death Triangle's match was at this point becomes the best match of the night so far. You know, I don't know. It was a little bit all over the place. There was botches. It kind of reminded me of Triple Mania, to be honest. There was a lot of Triple Mania moments in the Death Triangle match. You know? There was a lot of funny-ass moments. There was a lot of stuff that cracked me up. So, Anna Jay is fine. Anna Jay is hot. Like, she was like, dude, like, I mean, even Jade and Anna Jay, like, I'm sorry to be a pig, but I'll tell you what, Anna Jay and Jade, I had a boner, dude. I was like, wow, this is fucking amazing. Like, I was erect for that. Like, those two women were hot as hell, but they weren't very good in the ring. Not very good in the ring. So that's not good. Ugh. But, you know, what are you going to do? It's Memorial Weekend. This could be my last ever AEW review, so I do want to say I appreciate everybody who's always been here supporting the channel and supporting the shows and things like that. But, you know, the last pay-per-view was kind of weird, and this one's not, you know, wasn't sure what, you know, who knows what's going to happen in my life at this point. I could be in jail soon, you know, for all I know. But the Hardys do look older. I don't know, those comments definitely there. But so I would give Death Triangle, but this was, you know, it was fun. It wasn't as, I think this is probably the worst Double or Nothing, though. And that doesn't mean, like, it's weird because I was saying this on Twitter. I was like, you know, this is the worst the crowd has ever sounded at Double or Nothing. And then people were like, oh my God, you're crazy. What do you mean I'm crazy? So you think all the other Double or Nothings were quieter than this one? And then nobody responded to me. My point is, I just think this was the quietest. I didn't say it was dead. I didn't say it was terrible. The crowd was terrible or something like that. I just said I think this is the quietest that we've ever heard of Double or Nothing. That's all I said. That's all I said. You know? But look at Punk, man. Look at him. Looks like an old Santa Claus on anorexic pills. Doesn't he? But you gotta love his look. Look at his look, how he looks. Look at his look, how he looks.
Hey, what up, Joe and everyone?
What up?
I'm sorry I didn't watch it but was watching Heat vs Celtics. Pretty decent Game 7. It will be the first time Celtics go to the NBA Finals since 2010. That is a 12-season drought for one of the best basketball franchises.
Yeah, it feels like just yesterday the refs screwed us in that second Lakers game. Man, I wanted to kill those refs, dude. I was on watch that night. I'll never forget that. I was broadcasting live from my Mac computer in Massachusetts in my apartment with my 1-year-old, or my baby, not even 1-year-old, in the other room, and Leah was asleep. and I was live streaming on Stickcam the reaction to the Celtics loss with my friend Matt doing a show, broadcasting live on Stickcam to about 72 people. And I have the recording of it still to this day. I remember Matt was not happy. I have it somewhere, the recording of it. So I remember that. Hard to imagine. That was 12 years ago, almost. Crazy. Thank you. Who was that? That was Debe's Fruit Snacks with the $3. Jesus.
Good PPV but too many matches. Love you, brother.
Hey, Clinton or Clintong. Clintong, thank you, bro. Love you, dude. Only but yeah, 2 matches. Too many matches, rather. Way too many. It was a WrestleMania. I mean, they only have 4 pay-per-views a year, but the question is, man, do they need to drop this? I think they need to add 2 more. You know, have 5 or 6. Have 5 or 6 and lower this time. You know, give us 4 hours of a show. Give us a 4.5-hour show as opposed to a 5 or 6 hour or whatever. We didn't even get to the pre-show matches. The buy-in matches, Hook and Danhausen won as predicted. Pretty obvious. That was nice. I thought it was a nice little match to start the show off. It was fun on YouTube. We were in the YouTube chat, having a good time. That was fun. And then, anyway, I'm going to get right to the Frankie Kazarian, Ty Conti, Scorpio Sky thing. I wasn't a big fan of this match either. I didn't care too much. And, I made this point earlier to somebody. I said, Cody Rhodes really helped build this company. He was really a part of building this company was Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is gone. And then you got Sammy Guevara, who was getting over as a massive face. People were starting to love Sammy Guevara. And then Sammy Guevara went and turned on his girlfriend that everyone loved and started dating the whore. He himself is a whore. And because of that dumb move by Sammy Guevara, choosing love over his career, people have turned on him, and he is just in no man's land at this point. He's absolutely in no man's land. I thought maybe it would work because people would hate him so much that him and his girl, that had this great chemistry thing going, but people just feel indifferent now to Sammy Guevara when he was like getting to be revered. He was on fire. Sammy Guevara was building momentum. And then Wet Pussy Conti took that momentum and went pussy farted it right the fuck away. Like the Brazilian bitch she is. Now I'm going to have myself a Seagrams. Because if you're a pussy, you drink this. So Cody Rhodes helps build the company. Now he's gone. Sammy Guevara helps build the company. Tells everyone about audio leaks about how he wants to rape Sasha Banks, but everyone loves him so much they cheer for him. But that's not... The audio of him saying, I'd rape that woman. I'd rape that woman. Remember the song I made? I raped that woman. That's not what did him in. Hooking up with a Brazilian black belt is what did him in. That's what did him in. A Brazilian bimbo is what did Sammy Guevara in. So Cody Rhodes is gone. Sammy Guevara is dead. And now, guess what else? MJF, the hottest commodity in the company, who's on a freaking roll, has the best story going of 2022 in any company, anywhere. MJF takes that and shoves it up his own ass. So MJF is done because no one will ever take anything or commit to anything he does again because he might disappear or take a plane ride or fuck with us right before a pay-per-view. And then he'll open the night in a fucking boring way. So Cody's done, Sammy's done, MJF is done. They've all shot themselves in the foot. Let's head over to the media scrum and see what's going on. Tony Khan already looks like a fucking
I've tried it. I did it on
creepo,
TV, and I just didn't hit it for whatever reason, and it sucks. But you know, that's the fun thing about pro wrestling is I'm more comfortable when shit goes fucking sideways, and not everything needs to look perfect, in my opinion. I'll probably beat myself up about it way too much, but
what's he talking about?
That's the only time that I've missed it since I've tried it.
Did you feel like when you did that, it was like, oh my God, I made a mistake? Or was it just like,
oh, I'm
not about never doing another buckshot lariat?
Yeah.
I mean, did you feel like when you did that, it was like, oh my God, I made a mistake? Or was it just like,
oh, I'm sure you're not going to give me 5 stars. Yeah, you know, that's one of those fucking things. That's the only time that I've missed it since I've tried it. I did it on TV, and I just didn't hit it for whatever reason, and it sucks. But you know, that's the fun thing about pro wrestling is I'm more comfortable when shit goes fucking sideways, and not everything needs to look perfect, in my opinion.
Tony Khan with a Calgary Flames hat. I don't know why. They're in not Calgary.
And it doesn't necessarily start with me being the champion. It to me it's a team
Tony
effort.
Khan is so weird.
And I like to say if you want to go, you know, fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go together. You know, and this is very much a team effort and a team environment backstage. I couldn't do this alone. Obviously, this guy did bring me back to professional wrestling, so all credit to him. It wasn't easy to do. And I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be the champ. I take great responsibility in holding that title. And you know, if I'm the face of AEW, then I'm the face of AEW, and I'm going to.
You almost said OVW.
Do everything I possibly can. Yeah, okay.
Especially after this question, you probably will like me even less. But
I haven't answered yet, so you know.
So it's been around 9 years since you've been world champion somewhere else again. I'm pretty sure you got me blocked out. I'm pretty sure. Positive.
Yeah, okay. Got you guys blocked, I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure you got us blocked.
Oh, who's he got blocked?
Fucking sucks. We have a dentist that works here, right? Because
how weird is it when Punk has to like take questions from people he probably hates? I wouldn't be surprised if Punk looked out and was like, "Nah, I'm not going to talk to you." Like I wouldn't be surprised if he did that.
Chip my teeth at some point.
She's very good.
Yeah. It fucking sucks.
Oh, he chipped a tooth.
Punk, it's been almost 9
I
years.
for sure got you guys blocked. I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure you got us blocked.
I'm pretty
sure you got me blocked. I'm pretty sure. Positive.
Yeah, okay.
Especially after this question, you probably will like me even less. But
I haven't answered yet, so you know.
So it's been around 9 years since you've been world champion somewhere else again. How do you feel? You seem a little tired, but
well, the show is like.
Oh my God, dude. How do you feel? You seem a little tired. Jesus Christ, bro. No wonder he's got these people blocked. You seem a little tired. Well, I just got the show's over, and I was just in a world championship match. I don't think I'm tired, but if you do, hey, man. I'll tell you what. Let's see who does more push-ups, me or you. You know, what a fucking weirdo. Where is this guy from? Where was this guy from? Wait, Tony Khan flips out? He flips out on him? Is that real? Is that true? Oh my God, bro. What the fuck are you saying? Dude, if I was CM Punk, I would have just said, you know what? Fuck you. Fuck, no. You're blocked on Twitter, and now you're blocked from talking to me tonight. Fuck off. That's what I would have said. The fuck, bro? I mean, I'm blocked by CM Punk, but what?
Like fucking 12 hours long.
Have you ever watched a
You're not tired? Come on.
I'm tired as hell. Y'all's match was like 2 hours. So,
Yeah, it was a great match.
but my real question is, you had like a little bit of a Twitter war not too long ago with Eric Bischoff, where he, and I quote, he said that you were the biggest financial flop in wrestling
That's
history.
fucking bullshit.
Hey,
I can tell there's only one person that can attest to that. I don't know what other people. I can only attest what's happened here and public record, and some of these things are a matter of public record because things of freedom of information and stuff. So we do, have over the years a good amount of financial data in pro wrestling. I can tell you, like, no one wrestler has ever come in and made a bigger plus delta financial difference in the history of my company going into, this is the 3rd year anniversary this week, going into year 4. No one person has ever made a more positive impact. We just did a record pay-per-view buy. Every pay-per-view, he's done a 4 pay-per-view cycle now.
Dude, what did Eric Bischoff do to these guys, and what did they do to Eric Bischoff to get him fucking, like, I mean, they brought in Eric like they loved him for a second, then they didn't, and I swear to God Eric Bischoff was like, they're not going to hire me. All right, fuck them. I swear to God that's what happened. Tony's shoulder pads are great.
Every one of them was the record. Whether it was All Out, where he was a huge part of the draw with Darby, and his debut, of course, is a huge thing from the first dance, the biggest Rampage draw in the history of that show. The matches, he carried the Friday Night War, which, by the way, is a matter of record in fucking court in the state of California, that we won the Friday Night War. Just ask Jerry McDivitt, because he fucking wrote it.
Hey.
And this guy won it versus Matt Seidel, who's a great wrestler. He had another goddamn great match on
right,
Friday
I won.
night.
I
This
won.
fucking guy, he fucking did the Friday Night War. He did the first dance. He's done the record Double or Nothing. He did the record All Out in his debut. He was a big part of a record Full Gear, a great match with Eddie Kingston, and fucking he wrestled a bunch of young guys, a bunch of veterans in between.
Yo, they're going to kill this guy that asked the question, bro. They're going to fucking kill this guy, bro. Dude, what the fucking... this is the best Tony Khan I've ever seen. Oh, my God, bro. This is the best fucking Tony Khan I've ever seen. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, bro. This is the best media scrum I've ever seen. Holy fuck, bro. This is funny as fuck.
I mean, they're Will Hobbs, Daniel Garcia, goddammit. And then he showed up, did the biggest program in terms of everything, TV, box ever with MJF. And then he did the goddamn main event here. He's the biggest part of financial success in the history of this company. Let's fucking go.
What the fuck? Dude, Tony Khan just got like a JCS promo almost. He just went Cronin on these fucking people. Holy shit. Wow.
Yeah, good answer. I will quasi answer that. I didn't have a. I will
fucking go.
Yeah, good answer. I will quasi answer that. I didn't have
Oh
a
my
Twitter war with
God, that
anybody.
was
I never
gold.
mentioned my name, and I think people like that just need to die in the dark. And I don't need to speak their name and stuff like that. I'm focused on what we're doing and the positives we bring to the world. And
I don't want anybody to die.
CM Punk's like, I hope they die in the dark. Tony Khan's like, I don't want anybody to die. Tony Khan, man, that is so funny, bro. That was the greatest thing he's ever done. Do that every time you come out. Give me that fire every time. He went Vince McMahon almost.
but nevertheless, it is bullshit what he said.
Yeah. We don't need to. Everybody's got a shitty opinion, so just let them have it.
That's a shitty opinion. It's the most bullshit opinion I've ever heard. And like I said, I hope the answer I gave backed up why he's the opposite. He's actually for us the biggest financial success story. And
okay, we're moving on.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. It works me up. Sorry.
I know.
Sorry.
Good job, Punk. Tony's awkward. You gotta move him. I love Punk looking out for Tony there. Like, all right, Tony, you got looking. I love this. That was great. I know that, like, I'm sure they hate that guy that asked that question. Maybe, although he's there, so they invited him somehow. I hope they don't say don't ever invite that guy again, because that right there was actually beautiful. Now, it's a little weird to ask questions like that. This guy just won the world title. Like, let's positive a little bit. To backtrack to a shitty comment Eric Bischoff made at that. But, like, I get it because no one really got a solid answer about it. If they had answered something about it already, it wouldn't have been brought up here. So, you know, shoot your shot, you know?
I made a joke kind of in jest and kind of not about never doing another buckshot lariat.
Yeah.
I mean, did you feel like when you did that, it was like, oh my God, I made a mistake? Or was it just like...
Oh, I'm sure you're not going to give me 5 stars. Yeah, you know, that's one of those fucking things.
Oh, we heard that earlier. Let's go back to Tony freaking out again. That was pretty fucking hilarious.
Raw with Darby, and his debut, of course, is a huge thing from the first dance in court in the state of California, which, by the way...
I don't think I've ever heard Tony Khan swear so much. Like, he really went in, like, he was like, yo, I'm going to drop some bombs. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. That was the clip right there. Like, if there was something to clip out of that Tony Khan moment there, that's the one. Let's fucking go. That is it. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
Way is a matter of record in fucking court in the state of California that we won the Friday Night War. Just ask Jerry McDivitt because he fucking wrote it.
Hey.
And this guy won it versus Matt Sydal, who's a great wrestler. He had another goddamn great match on Friday night. This fucking guy, he fucking did the Friday Night War. He did the first dance. He's done the record Double or Nothing. He did the record All Out in his debut. He was a big part of a record Full Gear, a great match with Eddie Kingston, and he wrestled a bunch of young guys, a bunch of veterans in between there. Will Hobbs, Daniel Garcia, goddammit. And then he showed up, did the biggest program in terms of everything, TV, box ever with MJF. And then he did the goddamn main event here. He's the biggest part of financial success in the history of this company. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, good answer. I will quasi answer that. I didn't have.
Fucking go. And go. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, good.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. The show tonight was the best. Yo, Eric Bischoff is a bitch. I'm gonna buy a fucking knife and cut up his wife. Yeah, I'm Tony Khan. I'm ending your life. I'm fucking.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Yo, fucking let's
fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Have a Twitter war with anybody. I never mentioned them by name, and I think people like that just need to die in the dark, and I don't need to speak their name and stuff like that. I'm focused on what we're doing and the positives we bring to the world. And
I don't want anybody to die. but nevertheless, it is bullshit what he said.
Yeah. We don't need to. Everybody's got a shitty opinion, so just let them have it.
That's a shitty opinion. It's the most bullshit opinion I've ever heard, and like I said, I hope the answer I gave get backed up why he's that.
That is great. I love Tony Khan getting angry. Bring it on. I love it.
I don't want to rate it.
All right, so we'll take a break for a second while we gather ourselves here, and I'll get back to it. The press conference continues, and we will watch it, and we will talk about it. So let's fucking go. I'm going to have to make a new donation song, potentially. Shit bum.
Joe, the Owen Hart tournament was yeah.
Yeah. Oh, gurgle. I should have been in the Owen Hart. If Rybotch had been in the Owen Hart tournament, I would have finished it. Grundle. Gurgle. Finish in it.
XL Bonilla, thank you for becoming a $5 shit bum very much tonight. John Cream with the top donation of the stream. God damn, bro. Punk a sour bitch, says David. Punk is miserable, says Jeff. AEW sucks, says Brian Huerta. God damn. Punk defends killing babies. Not a lot of Punk fans. God damn, man. Holy fuck.
Why do they have to make Ruby Soho the biggest loser ever? She lost the women's A title match and then loses the TBS title match and then loses the women's tournament final. She is the biggest choke artist ever. Too many matches tonight, just why?
Ruby doesn't even know how to put on a sharpshooter, bro. Of course she lost tonight. She can't even put on a fucking sharpshooter the right way. You gotta love how these people come into the AEW with the big promo package of getting away, and here they come. Yeah, Ruby Soho. She's even got Rancid as her theme song, and she can't win shit. Pretty fucking hilarious. Pretty funny. But, hey, you know, and Britt Baker wins. That was cute. She's hot. Shit bum.
Worst pay-per-view of 22 because this 5 to 6 hour botch fest was sloppy and predictable as fuck. This is the first time I fell asleep through a show. For being a billionaire's son, Tony Khan put little to no money to make the quality decent. Very bad card.
Yeah, tonight was not the best, man. It was not the best. This was not a very great show. You know, it's like everything was decent enough. There wasn't like trash, I didn't think, but it was just blah. And there was a lot of misfires. And I think MJF Wardlow starting the night off set the pace for like, why is this the first match of the night? Probably because MJF wants to go catch a plane the hell out of here, I guess. Didn't make any sense to me.
Can you play the Tyler Fat Dono? Vov was great.
Good. Sure. Donate the $12 to make it happen. John Montgomery, thank you for the $1.99. Fucking goddamn, man. We haven't even cracked over $10 tonight. I don't think I'm gonna be. I might not be on the air ever again soon. Fucking Tyler Black song. I don't think it's up though, to be honest. Doesn't have me wanting to tune in. Yeah, well, I get it. A lot of people don't want to watch not watching AEW. I don't know. A lot of people down on it. Some people are pretending it was the most amazing thing ever. Some people are saying that, bro. Yo, JD's paid by AEW. I'm just gonna say it. This guy is paid by AEW, no doubt about it. He's paid by Tony Khan, or Tony Khan's flirting with him or something. He is right. He is saying everything is the best, the greatest. And you remember when WWE came to me and tried to buy me, Road Dogg and everybody else? They tried to buy me. This is what they do. I guarantee they've gotten to him. He thinks everything is the best thing ever. He thought Hangman Page's promo was amazing. How could you think that? It was terrible. So, dude, this guy's paid. Like, there are so many people paid right now by AEW. I'm about to start sucking their ass to see if I can get paid. But then again, maybe telling the truth. Hey, Tony Khan, like, I'm almost bankrupt. I'm poor. My life sucks. I had to get 2 jobs on top of this one now when I used to just have this to do. My life sucks. I'm a miserable person. Tony Khan, if somebody could send this clip to Tony Khan, you know, I have 1 million bills they're collecting. They're probably going to take my car soon. I hate myself. If it wasn't for my kids, I would have killed myself. But I'm still here because I have children to raise. Tony Khan, please, could you... I will suck your ass and say I love everything. And I know how to make videos go pretty viral-ish and do really well video. Like, I will work hard to put over AEW. Tony Khan, get in my DMs, Tony Khan. Please, DM me on Twitter, at JCS Commentary. I will be your next person to blow you. I swear to God, I will sell out. I'm publicly saying it right now. I will sell out. Please, Tony Khan, DM me on Twitter. I will say every match was great, and I loved everything. Please.
embarrassed to answer.
Super.
Please, Tony Khan. Somebody tell Tony Khan. Tony, please. You listening? Send this video to him. Me crying, too. Thank you. Appreciate it, everybody, for you guys sending that video out to Tony Khan, if you could. Just clip that part. Tell him, you know, that Joe wants to be on the payroll. I made the mistake with WWE. WWE tried to help me out, and then I crapped on them. I told it like it was, despite them giving me front row tickets all the time and doing all these things for me. I crapped on them, and they didn't like it. I'm not going to make the same mistake with AEW. Tony Khan, I am ready to blow you. Thank you. Who's about to lose their jobs? BR? Who's BR? Oh, you FTR is going to like get fired, you think? Huh. Liberal CM Punk will hate Joe. Well, I mean, I always was one though. I'll just go back to being the way I was. You know what I mean? Joe, tell Tony you were part of Tough Enough. He loves to hire people who have any history. Oh, that's a good point. It's a great point. I'll tell Tony Khan to go check out my Tough Enough stuff. And then I'll tell him to go check out my other thing. Yeah, that's a great idea. Great point.
For me, the show was a super long and okay. The Anarchy match was fun and amazing though. I wish the A-ring was louder. The crowd from me kinda ruined the show for me for being quiet. Jade Cargill looks amazing but should have done more power moves.
I said that the crowd sounded quiet tonight, and I said that this sounds like the quietest AEW Double or Nothing crowd yet. Although it still sounds loud, it doesn't sound the same. I don't know what it is. And everybody shit on me. People on Twitter were like, "What are you listening to?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know." I was like, "So do you guys think that all the other Double or Nothings were not as loud?" I thought this was the least loud Double or Nothing for some reason, and people were like, "You're crazy," and I'm like, "Well, okay, so it's just as loud, or it's louder, or I don't know."
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
Jeff Giggs, what up? Live streaming abortion? Nah, I wouldn't do that. I'd live stream my own abortion.
Let's fucking go.
We'll see. I guess they were Sandman Sizzle. I guess it was a little weird. This prestigious tournament, the weird way they ended. I don't know, just nothing felt right until about Kyle O'Reilly versus Darby Allin. Right, I'm telling you, right at that match. That's when the show started for me. Darby Allin and Kyle O'Reilly, for whatever reason, had a great match, I thought. And that was the start of the pay-per-view for me. Everything before just felt weird. And like I was like, okay, whatever. You know? I guess it was I guess it was all right. Go. Let's fucking go. The Hardys were slow in their match. That match was at the wrong time. That match was placed wrong. Probably should have put the Hardys and Young Bucks. I don't know, bro. It just that was not the time for that match either. There was a lot of problems. I don't think this show was even started until Darby Allin and Kyle O'Reilly. Nothing else to me felt right. And that was about halfway through the show. I don't think I gave anything a score. I think I might have given the Lucha Brothers match a 7. But that was full of botches. That was like Triple Mania. I was like, bro, are we watching Triple Mania? The hell's going on? It felt like we watched Triple Mania, man. They were like this botch left and right. People almost died in that match. It was crazy. So I really think it was Kyle O'Reilly's match that got with Darby. And I love Darby, That was 2 hours and 30 minutes into the show. That's the first match that made me wake up and say, like, okay, this is pretty cool. I'm down with this match. So, and it was a fast match, too. Then Thunder Rosa and Deeb was pretty okay, but it wasn't the best. Then obviously all hell broke loose on the whatever street fight thing all over the arena, playing the music on loop. I still think it would have been funny if Jericho had, grabbed the sound guy and made him put Judas on instead. And then somebody else, what would have been really funny is if Jericho made them put Judas on and then someone ran into the table and it went scratching, even though it's not a DJ booth, but whatever. And then all of a sudden, somebody once told me the world was gonna roll me. Fucking they're fighting to that. Judas comes on and then you're laughing because Judas is on. And then the fucking goddamn fucking song comes on. Oh my god. And they're fucking fighting through the fucking arena with the song playing. Dude, I would have fucking died. That would have killed me. But anyway, this show is such a mess that this match is chaos, comedy, and blood. Everybody was bleeding, and it was all over the place that I enjoyed it for that reason, because I needed to get away from whatever they were doing all night wasn't really working that well. So Darby was the first thing that woke me up. This match was the second thing that made me perk up, yeah, okay, this is funny. Which I didn't think. This was one of the things I was least interested in Jericho's story. I didn't give a shit, really. I mean, the fire thing with Eddie Kingston was pretty good and whatever else. I'm still surprised there wasn't fire. I know that Eddie came out looking menacing with the gasoline, and that was great. But honestly, I thought they should have lit a table on fire. But maybe they saw Joey Janela lit his dumb foot on fire the other night, and they were like, you know what, let's not do that. I don't know. Yeah, TK's probably on fucking Quaaludes and fucking speed. I don't know. Who knows what the fuck he's on? But he's on something, which is fine. Do what you got to do, TK. I get it.
That was long a PPV, but it was pretty awesome, and the match of the night was Jericho team versus Moxley team. That crazy match 8 tenths.
Damn. Yeah, you're right. Pretty much down with that. I guess maybe I'd have to agree. Shit bum.
Jesus fucking Christ, Tony Khan and CM Cuck are flat trying to make people hate him. This is how you don't do interviews as a wrestling owner and a wrestler. Fuck these marks.
Well, you don't like Tony Khan? When they're like, Eric Bischoff said that you suck. Well, let me tell you something, that's not true, because, I don't know, you want to do something with me? I'll kill you. I love Tony Khan. That's fucking hilarious. Did that freak out, though? That's better than half the show. Tony Khan freaking out at the press conference is better than half the show. And I'm serious. Pretty funny. Tony Khan freaking out with Punk was one of the better things I've seen tonight. So, I like Tony Khan getting a little hot. Get a little hot. Flip out.
You were the biggest financial flop in wrestling
That's
history.
fucking bullshit.
Hey.
I can tell there's only one person that can attest to that. I don't know what other people. I can only attest what's happened here and public record, and some of these things are a matter of public record because things of freedom of information and stuff. So we do, have over the years a good amount of financial data in pro wrestling. I can tell you, no one wrestler has ever come in and made a bigger plus delta financial difference in the history of my company going into, this is the 3rd year anniversary this week, going into year 4. No one person has ever made a more positive impact. We just did a record pay-per-view buy. Every pay-per-view, he's done a 4 pay-per-view cycle now. Every one of them was the record. And whether it was All Out, where he was a huge part of the draw with Darby, and his debut, of course, is a huge thing from the first dance, the biggest Rampage draw in the history of that show. The matches, he carried the Friday Night War, which, by the way, is a matter of record in fucking court in the state of California that we won the Friday Night War. Just ask Jerry McDivitt because he fucking wrote it.
Hey.
And this guy won it versus Matt Sydal, who's a great wrestler. He had another goddamn great match on Friday night. This fucking guy, he fucking did the Friday Night War. He did the first dance. He's done the record Double or Nothing. He did the record All Out in his debut. He was a big part of a record Full Gear, a great match with Eddie Kingston, and fucking he wrestled a bunch of young guys, a bunch of veterans in between there. Will Hobbs, Daniel Garcia, goddamn it. And then he showed up, did the biggest program in terms of everything, TV, box ever with MJF, and then he did the goddamn main event here. He's the biggest part of financial success in the history of this company. Let's fucking go!
Yeah, good answer. I will.
God damn, man. Tony Khan, he must have gotten fucked with in school a lot. You know? Like, but that's okay. I like Tony. He is like when the nerd loses it and you're like, my science project is good! You don't know what it is. It's about the fucking... You know what biochemistry is? I love it. I love it. I do. I really do love it, though. I love Tony Khan freaking out. It's one of the best things of the night. Sadly. Ooh, we got Jade Cargill's on the mic now. Let's go to Jade. Let's go back to the AEW press conference, see what's going on live.
Everybody else in this room, trust me, I was excited just as much as you are.
It made for a great moment, and I think it was a great surprise for the fans. And the timing was sometimes like we've been fortunate sometimes, and that was great timing that he expired yesterday.
What? Someone died yesterday?
A lot of hey, I think it's an obvious solution, right? Put one of the great champions in wrestling with one who's already got so much charisma with a great talker, and they can be like Bockwinkel and Heenan. A great talker with another great talker and a great mind.
Jade's like, I don't know who these people are.
So I think they could be the new Bockwinkel and Heenan.
Did you just call me a fucking racial slur? That's what she thinks.
Jade, congratulations tonight. Another great match. What does that title mean to you, though? Because
I don't know about great match, but damn, Jade looks fucking good.
On one hand, it's about proving yourself, but on the other hand, it's about representation.
She looks great.
On the other hand, it's the diversity. And as you carry it, does the significance of
it... Oh, my God. Here we go with the fucking diversity, representation. Shut the fuck up, you weird obsessed with race. You obsessed with race and fucking gender weird fucking questions. What the fuck is wrong with people?
Change as your title reign continues?
So when I first got the belt, I was like, damn, like this is a lot. This is a lot. I feel like it was a weight. It's a huge weight to have a belt in general, especially for a company that's on primetime TV. But being that Tony Khan believed in me, and every time I got up there, I was like, all right, Jay, you got to freaking kill it. You got to prove these people.
See, he believed in her, you dickhead. She didn't get the belt because of her color, you fucking racist asshole. She didn't get the belt because of her color. She got the belt because Tony believed in her. You fucking weird, goddamn freak fucking people with your obsession. It's fucking 2022! There's more annoying fucking questions like this now than there was ever. 2010, 2005, 2000. The fuck is this? You're not really here, Jade, because you're good. You're here because they needed a black woman. Nice question, dickhead.
People wrong. You got to do this, that, and the third. And I'm putting in work. It means a lot to me. Every match I have, I'm like, okay.
Hear that? She's putting in fucking work. She's not the best wrestler. And she didn't look very good at the beginning, but she looked good, if that makes any sense. Didn't look great in the ring, looked good. And she keeps getting a little bit better every time I see her. Now, she was in the ring tonight with Anna Jay, who sucks. So when she's learning and not looking the greatest, wrestling-wise, and then she has to get in the ring with someone who sucks, it is what it is. But I can tell Jade is working and trying to be better. Fucking question.
Jade, you have to show them how you're progressing, how you're getting better. Like, you have to show why you're worthy of this belt. You have to show these people who have done this for plenty of years and why all these people telling you that you're this and that and
He's
why
right.
you're going to believe in yourself and keep pushing. It means the world to me. I love looking at this belt. I am the first. I am the finest. And I believe I'm very much deserving.
I know that we don't do the A and B titles, but you feel like that's the A title. You carry it like you're the A champion in this division.
I have no comment about that, but we all know. Let's just say that.
Hi, Alicia, Women's Wrestling Talk. There were 3.5 women's matches. Thank you. How does it feel to, be growing this women's division? And we saw it show up and show out with a debut and your match, and that entrance. So how does that feel as a woman to see this grow?
It feels great. When I first came in, my first promo was about elevating the...
How does it feel as a woman to be a wrestler in the AEW? How does it feel to be a black woman? Dude, fuck off! What are these questions? How does it feel to be a woman? I don't know. I've been a woman since I was born. Can you imagine that? You know what's funny? These are the people that hate the racists and hate the fucking misogynist men and the cis white males and all the other stuff. They're the ones obsessed with it. Would you ask a guy, how does it feel to be the man, the only, there's a lot of women coming up now, but the men's division's important, so how does it feel to be a man wrestler? What? How does it feel to be the woman wrestler? You mean woman wrestlers that have been happening for like 80 years? Why are you asking me how does it feel to be a woman wrestler? Go fuck yourself, you stupid fucking bitch. Fuck off. How does it feel to be black? I'm the champion. Yeah, you're the champion, but how does it feel to be a black champion? Who fucking cares? What's wrong with these fucking racially obsessed people? They are weird. Now, you could make a comment on, I may be the first, she's the first champion of the TBS champion and is a black woman, so that's, you could say, maybe you could make a mention of that, I guess, if you wanted to, but like, what are we talking about in these questions? God, man, these people are fucking weird. These are the people that shoot people, by the way. And I'm talking about the reporter, not the wrestler.
Aubrey Edwards should meet same fate as Katie Vick.
Oh, my God, Mr. Pico, what the fuck, dude? Jesus. That's messed up. That is messed up. Right now, the top donator and the current JCS digital champion is John Cream at $10. I guarantee those people asking those questions were white, mostly. I did hear one of the guys was a black guy, but I bet you most of the people asking the questions were white. And I bet you even the black guy that asked the question, I bet you a white guy told him to ask it. Almost guarantee it. Almost guarantee a white guy asked that guy to ask that question. And then just these people are sick, bro. They're obsessed. You know what I was taught when I was little is just to treat everybody like equal, if you can. Do your best to treat everybody equal. Not to single out everybody's weird shit. Can you imagine if somebody was like, hey Joe, how does it feel to be an Irish American adopted person who made it on YouTube for a little while? What does that have to... What? Fuck off. I don't know. It won't be on YouTube for long, I'll tell you that. Much longer. John Montgomery.
Here's a $0.25 gallon of gas. Hire Joe for hate.
Thank you. $1.99 will definitely get me not far, actually, nowadays. Right? John, what's up, man? Thank you, bro.
Shit bum.
Appreciate it.
JD from NY is definitely jerking off to this shit show if he isn't fucking his cats or screaming how much he hates women like a virgin incel in rage. The irony is JD,
he's paid by AEW.
Wrestling Otaku, Meltzer, and British YouTubers also push people away from AEW.
Wrestling Otaku's a fucking just an idiot who shits on everything. He's a fucking moron. That guy's been shitting on me for 10 years. That guy's been shitting on everybody for forever. That guy just hates everybody. I'm pretty sure he's like retarded. Thunder Rosa looking beautiful tonight. I like that outfit, by the way. Little Day of the Dead looking something. I don't know what she was doing exactly, but I love Thunder Rosa. We still love her. Pretty good match tonight. That match wasn't, I don't think, fully what it needed to be, but it was all right. But I wanted to see them tear the house down. But they had an all right match. What did you guys think of the Rosa match? That one I had trouble gauging because my kids were going to bed around that time, and I was trying to pay attention, and then I couldn't get caught up on some of it, and I sort of like watched it, but like in pieces, and it fucked up the flow for me. So and unfortunately, and I love Thunder Rosa, and that match could have gone either way, and so I'm not really 100%. I feel like it was a 6 or 7 out of 10, but I don't. Again, I'm gonna have to rewatch that.
Appreciate it. I'll get to catch you after Chris comes in. We can catch up at length too. It's been a real special night. Just before Chris comes in, some notes I'll drop that are interesting. So this is the record for Double or Nothing. All of our pay-per-views continue the streak. All of the pay-per-view franchises have been up year over year. All Out, every All Out's been higher than the year before. Every Full Gear's been higher than the year before. Every Revolution's been higher than the year before. Now for the fourth Double or Nothing, based on digital buys,
Whoa.
I can safely project. This is the all-time high
MJF
for
goes to
Double or Nothing.
WWE. They'll change name to Just
It's
Friedman.
in part due to all of you and
Just Friedman.
At the end, but I really appreciate all being here and disseminating and helping build.
What's up, Chad? Hit that like button,
additional
guys.
fans for this.
Celtics game
If you
had
don't
me more
know,
hooked, yeah.
I talked about it with other media during the week. Is Chris coming in? By the way, I'm ready. Time, Chris. Whenever you're ready. Okay. And I'll drop the stat again maybe later, but it looked increasingly likely that there might be a Game 7 this week. And when we planned, had I gone Saturday, it was actually more likely that the Warriors would have played because the Warriors would have been Game 6, and a Game 6 is far more likely than a Game 7. And actually, there was only a 28.1% chance of a Game 7. So, but as the series was going on, 28.1% chance. So about 72% of the time, you're not going to get it.
So AEW was rooting for the Celtics to win, just like I was. Go figure.
So I was playing the odds when I booked this. It looked like the Game 7 was less likely, and we've always done better on pay-per-view on Sundays, especially with a holiday week and Memorial Day. So with a 28% chance, I thought we had a pretty good chance. As the series went on, I was like, oh, gosh. So I came up with a plan that I think worked really well, and the person in here is a big part of it because the last 3 matches were the hottest 3 matches of the night, arguably, at the end of a show because
Yes.
I pushed the buy-in to a later start. And tried to make sure we had really.
Oh, now we're seeing why some of the matches were booked the way they were. Although I still don't get the MJF placement, other than he wanted to get out of there, maybe. But wow, now you're seeing what. That's pretty. That's an interesting tidbit there. He was planning on a lot of people tuning in after the game. Or as soon as the game seemed like it was out of the hands of somebody. And unfortunately for him, the game went down to the wire again with the Celtics and Heat. That is super interesting.
Really special stuff with Anarchy in the Arena, and of course the World Tag Title and then the World Championship matches. At the end of the night, we saw record buys, and we did get late buys, which was part of the strategy because I thought people would know the game's over, and there's fans gathered at home, friends gathered, families gathered, watching sports. Hey, what the heck? These matches are on, and then Anarchy in the Arena gets going. People hear it's nuts. Tell your friends. Tell your World Tag Title. You can still catch up on all the great stuff you missed. A lot of the favorite. Whenever Chris comes in, I'm ready to. I can answer this later.
This is a very interesting breakdown. Very interesting. I think the show overall actually suffered because of it. I think hindsight, the show suffered because of the match placement. And it was weird, and I didn't really like it, to be honest, the match placement tonight. I felt things were off all night. But as far as catering to the audience that would be tuning in late or could end up tuning in, and in the name of ratings of the pay-per-view or buy rate of the pay-per-view, this was probably the best idea. I think Tony Khan thought this out very well. But as far as the people who were committed to watching from the beginning to the end, and pushing back the show until almost 1 a.m, I think it actually hurt. So 80% of the people that were going to watch no matter what were hurt by this, in my opinion. But the 20% who tuned in eventually, or this might have worked on, or helped, or whatever, I guess it worked for that. Whatever that number is, we don't really know, but I'm just gonna say that I think Tony Khan maybe should have just catered to who's gonna watch. I'm not worried about the NBA crowd; they'll tune in or they won't or whatever. I'm not worried about anything else. I'm worried about the people that are gonna buy it from the beginning and watch to the end. Those are the people I care about, and I think he made a mistake not caring about them. The majority of your fans who were watching the whole thing from beginning to end suffered because I don't think this was booked the best. And I believe Tony Khan has done a pretty good job of booking usually. I think he's usually pretty solid. Like 7 out of 10 times, I think Tony Khan books it perfectly. 7 out of 10 times. That's pretty good, believe it or not. Maybe it doesn't sound good to some people. Maybe it sounds good to other people. I don't know. But I think 7 out of 10 times, Tony Khan does a pretty good job with the order, the booking. And he clearly thought this through, but, he was clearly thinking about topping off. And I don't think he was thinking as much about the people that were watching as they always would. I think we suffered because of that. I really do. But interesting to see why he did that, because that does make sense, and I'm sure it did help a little bit with that late coming audience and whatever else. That's very interesting, man.
A lot of my favorite pay-per-views are like 13, 14, and they're great to rewatch. Like, how many times have I watched WrestleMania 17, which is like 13 matches? How many times? Now, they're a little bit shorter. Now, some of the 12, 13-minute matches on this show, like Jericho and Regal, only went like 7:45, which I think Chris could. But anyway, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I think people are going to watch it over and over again. It was a big success for us commercially, and I think the fans at the end proved it was the right move.
I don't agree with him there 100%, but I do think that, I don't agree with him. I think money-wise they might have done well, and that's good, but I don't 100% agree with him there. But I appreciate, he's got to put his show over. I mean, I appreciate that, but I don't 100% agree with that. But it's not the worst, I guess, and you can listen to my whole review as to why.
Move, holding stuff out, holding hot stuff, and commercially a success. And I heard a lot of you like the matches a lot, and the stuff at the end got the response we were hoping for.
The stuff at the end was better. He's dead right. I mean, the show started to get. I'm going to be on 100%. I'll say it a million times. The show started to get good when Kyle O'Reilly and Darby Allin's match started. That's where the show started to get good. Before that, it felt like it didn't feel right. I don't know why. It was all right, though. I mean, I think everything was a 6 or above. But, so in a way, it had that momentum. But.
And I think the whole show was great. And do you guys have Chris? Oh, great. Okay, great. Well, that's great. And it's very fitting. We had the champs and then Le Champion, the first champion, coming back to where we did this for the first time. It's a different building, but it's cool to be back here. And after Chris is here, I'll stay with you guys until you get all your...
Yeah, he wore out his audience. I know you guys always like to joke about how I like Stabbing Westward, the band, so much, but Stabbing Westward, you can make a comparison to Stabbing Westward. And for the people that don't know, here's what happened. Stabbing Westward was a heavy industrial rock band in the 90s. Their first album was very tribal and grunge industrial. And then they went a little poppier with heavy industrial synths and poppiness, but it was rock, industrial rock, alternative. But then in 2001, on their fourth album, they got let go from Sony Records, and they went to this new record company. And the record producer produced their songs to sound more like the Goo Goo Dolls, and they changed how they dressed. They started dressing kind of like fruitcakes and weird, and they weren't dark, and they weren't like dark and loud and industrial anymore. They became like if the Goo Goo Dolls were very happy, is what they turned into, and it was so shocking. I still kind of like the album, but what the band says is we had 500,000 fans. The band says this. They had about maybe a little more than that, right? But they had about 500,000 fans. But the record company was like, you guys should be bigger. You should have been bigger. You have a gold record, but you should have a platinum record. You should have been bigger than you were. We're going to take you to a different level here. You guys should have 2 million fans. So Stabbing Westward changed from an industrial heavy rock band to a fucking Goo Goo Dolls thing, and then they broke up a year later because they lost all their fans. And they were a band with 500,000 dedicated fans, and then they said, we want to get 2 million fans, so they're going to change our sound. And in that process, they lost most of their fans because they didn't understand this new shit. And they ended up with just a hardcore group of 200,000 fans by then. And now, there's like 6,000 people to 10,000 people that care about them. And they always say it was a big mistake. They should have just pleased who they had, being who they were, instead of trying to be something else to appease people that aren't even there yet. And Tony Khan did that tonight, where he was like, I care more about the casual potential viewers that we could get at the end versus the overall experience of the audience that's going to be watching from the beginning. And he sacrificed tonight. That is my comparison. Shit bum.
Speaking of JD, I heard that Incel might have a Tinder profile that's as pathetic as he is. Because saying you bitch about and piss WWE and pretend fighting as a 40-year-old incel cat fucker with a shitty Sephiroth poster totally gets you mad pussy.
Bimbo Baggins, thank you for the $5. I mean, I really don't agree with anything you just said. I gotta be honest. I love you, Bimbo Baggins, but I'm almost 40. Talking about wrestling. So, with a Raw Tarded shirt on, I don't know, bro. I don't agree with that. But fuck him anyway. But I don't agree with that. Shit bum.
Wow, big surprise, CM Punk wins the title and Samoa Joe is a jobber now, but the real question is, how big is Batista's thingy?
Aaron C., that really is the question. All these stupid questions and bullshit, but really it's about how big Batista's bomb is down below. That's really what people really want to know, is how big is Batista down there? Who's hating on Final Fantasy? What? You guys are hating on Final Fantasy in the chat? What the hell's going on? That's weird. Then Luchasaurus and all that stuff happened with Hobbs and them. And I mean, that actually was all right. It felt like an AEW Dynamite match, but it was all right. It was all right. Entertaining enough, but that was the cool-off match, really. So that was the cool-down match to get to Adam Hangman Page and CM Punk. I think CM Punk and Hangman Page might have been the match of the night. Do you guys think that? For me, I think I enjoyed the main event the best, maybe. But otherwise, it might have been Kyle O'Reilly and Darby. Kyle O'Reilly and Darby, CM Punk and Hangman, and then the street fight throughout the arena. Those three matches are the only matches that I would go back and watch. So, when Tony Khan said this is so long and so watchable, like, yeah, I could watch 4 hours. I could watch this over and over again. Like, I couldn't. I would watch the main event, Darby Allin, and I would watch the street fight through the arena, which is 3 matches, which is, I believe, is about the minimum for a good show, right? You gotta have 2 or 3 matches that you would watch again. But I don't believe any of the matches really was much over an 8. So that's a problem I have. Maybe some people thought they were. I think maybe the street fight was the best thing, maybe. But I have trouble right now picking that. I don't know. So I guess I'd maybe have to go with CM Punk, Adam Page, and then I would probably go with the street fight, and then Darby Allin and Kyle O'Reilly, and that's it. I wouldn't watch any other match from tonight. I thought Wardlow and MJF was going to be the best thing. I really did. I thought they were going to do something where Wardlow had his handcuffs on and they couldn't get the key or they didn't have the key anymore. I think that would have been cool if, they beat him up first, so he started the match getting his ass kicked while in the cuffs still. Or if Wardlow was like, and he cracks the cuffs open, So, like, the whole match, MJF's beating him up and the cuffs are on. And, something like that. I don't know. And maybe they ring the bell and the cuffs are still on. And Wardlow's like, the cuffs are still on me, ref. And he's like, I rang the bell. And where's the key? And then MJF doesn't, like, I don't care. The bell rang, And so then he's beating him up the whole match with the cuffs on. And then Wardlow fights back even with the cuffs on, but then he can't, And then eventually, like, Wardlow's like, and breaks the cuffs. And then the crowd goes crazy and he starts beating the shit out of MJF. Now he's hitting him, he's wailing on him. And if you had a heel announcer, you'd have someone be like, he's hitting him with steel around his wrist, disqualify him, ref. Wardlow's been wrestling this whole match with handcuffed. Now you want him to disqualify Wardlow? You're a real son of a bitch or whatever. Well, come on. Like that stuff would have been great if they had a heel announcer. And, it was really kind of set up for something like that. But they didn't really do anything. Because of MJF, probably because of MJF's situation, I guess. I don't know. Mr. Pico Boulevard.
Tony High as Gino Hernandez in a Motel 6 bathroom.
Dude, Tony Khan freaking out at the press conference is one of the best things ever. I love it. I mean, not freaking out, but I mean getting defensive to stand up to like an Eric Bischoff or whatever. I don't know, dude, that shit's funny. That is funny shit, bro. That clip is awesome. I absolutely love it. Let's see. Well, anyway, I'm glad I pretty much, I feel like I wasted my Memorial weekend watching the show. I will say that. Oh boy. I could have gone to a barbecue. I could have worked my other job and made a couple $100, maybe. I could have been at a barbecue. And instead, I watched like an all blah, like I don't know, shit bum.
Is it just me? It really makes no sense for anyone to beat Roman. That's how built up he is. The only wrestler that makes sense is The Rock.
Well, Aaron C., what I always said was that The Rock nobody would beat Roman until a megastar showed up or until someone became the next John Cena or something like that. And you keep Roman the champion until the crowd finally chooses someone to become their guy. And that's when Roman loses it. And Cody is kind of that guy, but not quite yet, but he's kind of that guy. So if they don't have that guy, they could do it with Cody, but it'd be better if it was a natural thing that built up over time. But you're basically right, Aaron. I don't think The Rock should beat him either, though. I think The Rock needs to put him over. But I guess that's how bad, maybe you don't like AEW that much. You're bringing up Roman Reigns at an AEW review. When the lights went out and then they came on, I was like, oh my God, is Bray Wyatt here? Oh my God, what's going on? Oh, it's Anna Jay. I was like, oh, it's Anna Jay. All right, this sucks. Fuck that. The fucking lights go up for Anna Jay. Great. I was just like, oh no. I was kind of bummed about that. I'll be honest. So maybe I was a little bit sour on that because some people were like, it was great, and maybe it was great. I was just, and maybe that's my fault for setting, dumb expectations for myself. Where's Sonny Kiss? That's what I wanted to know all night. Where the hell is Sonny freaking Kiss? By the way, John Cream is the largest donation of the stream at $10. So he will be taking home that JCS Digital Championship when all is said and done.
All your stuff answered and talked to you, but it's really a very special, crazy day. And like I said, I put stuff in later in the week knowing that as the series went on, it was like, okay, this is going to happen. I'm going to stack the card up. And I felt like starting later. It was about Revolution. It was probably similar bell-to-bell time because the Revolution, the buy-in started near the top of the hour, and we went with that Layla and Statlander at a very good match. And then later the House of Black.
I really can't believe he booked this pay-per-view all kinds of around the NBA Finals or the NBA playoffs. I can't believe it. They literally, Tony Khan booked this pay-per-view all around the Celtics Heat game. For like 20,000 people, Tony Khan booked this show. For like 20,000 people. Or 10,000 maybe. When he probably had 60 to 200,000 who were watching the whole show. But he catered to... like, I'm just shocked by this. What is he doing?
A good match. I mean, the Hook matches were, you know, they would have been like if we kept the Hook match and pushed those other matches into the pay-per-view with the West Coast start. So it was actually probably a very similar bell-to-bell time from when the buy-in started. But I think it got more into the pay-per-view window. And that's, I've talked to Dana and Hunter and the people at UFC. I mean, I think Dana runs the best business in sports pay-per-view probably history, and certainly the most consistent winner. And they put on long pay-per-views. I mean, Punk and Hangman went into the ring far earlier than any UFC main event or big boxing main event in this town. And I was here not here. I was in the MGM Grand 10 years ago when Pacquiao and Bradley fought. And they smartly held back because, and think about it. Look, like, it's no secret to the sponsor of the show. The title sponsor is DraftKings. And we advertised that people had action, and I think they saw the most of any of the matches we promoted through them. And for them, it was good too to have like people get out of the Heat Celtics game and then be able to go back because the title sponsored the company that's like the biggest sponsor we have right now, and they happen to work with UFC and other big companies. Like, you know, with what they've done, I think it made sense to get out of the Heat Celtics game for them. And speaking of a guy that ended this with the hottest last 3 matches I think we've ever done on any pay-per-view, and was a huge part of why this was a huge night and one of the best things we've ever done. He's been big from the beginning.
Did you speed up? Great. Hey guys.
Thank you.
Thanks. Oh, hey Dave, what's up, man?
Not too much. So the match.
This is Tokyo, maybe, right?
What?
Tokyo Dome, maybe was the last time I saw you, 2020.
The last time we would have been Tokyo, yeah.
Before the world went nuts.
Yeah, right
Yes.
before.
Yeah.
So, what was it like? I mean, you had 10 people. I mean, and that match was just insane. I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it like putting this thing together? Because I was just like,
That match was
there's
insane.
so much going on that you almost have to watch it like 4 times to catch it.
People were like shitting on the director and the cameras and the cuts. Can you imagine the technical director? Dude, the future needs to come now because technical directors, there's going to be no technical director. There's going to be no technical directors anymore. What's going to happen is the director is going to have a chip in his head that's going to go right to the digital board, and he's going to be like 5, 6, 4. Zoom in on 4. 7, 8, 1, 3. Back to 8. 5, and like he's gonna do that, and like it's just gonna instantly switch the cameras. So the there's no need for a technical director anymore. The director's just calling it out in his mind, and it's fucking boom, it's happening. Like he's just thinking it. So there's no more like, give me 2, 3, go back to 4, 5. There's no like half a millisecond delay anymore. It's just and they wouldn't have missed anything. That'll happen in the future. Come on.
I mean, it was insanity. That's all I could say.
Yeah, first of all, I just want to say that our production team, our directors, did just an amazing job.
Talk about how the scooter didn't work, though. That didn't work out too fucking well, did it?
It was very crazy. We had done the Stadium Stampede the last 2 years, obviously, and it was because it was a product of its time. I just watched the first Stadium Stampede with Matt Hardy for his podcast just a couple days ago. It still holds up. It's such a great spectacle, especially when none of us really knew what was going on. We had to record the whole thing in an empty stadium, obviously. Then last year was kind of a combination of the Stadium Stampede and then a
Dude,
live.
they're calling... oh, my God, dude. The people in the chat are calling Tony Khan KANE. They're saying he's on KANE. The fuck?
the finish was in the live arena. So when we were talking about what are we going to do this time, we thought about a couple different things, a couple different names, and then we just said let's make it kind of a stadium stampede, but in the live arena.
I was standing in the back. We were standing in the back in the arena, and literally I said like Arena Anarchy.
Yeah,
I was like, oh shit.
Anarchy
Well, then
in the
you ended
arena.
up going to Anarchy in the arena.
Yeah.
It was better, but it was just like we were looking. It was a great choice.
Yeah, we wanted to do something with that spirit, but transpose it into the live arena. Now,
True. ESPN had big coverage too. I think Warner pay-per-view we've ever done, Nick, and I've done 13 of them now, and plus the original Fight for the Fallen Fighter Fest, which were free, but they were free domestically. I think they always end every week over week, and a .35 is a huge number to pull with what we were up against. We were a top 10 show on television right now, not cable, a top 10 show on all of television. Dynamite with the competition it was up against. I mean, everyone was up against that competition, and it did really well for Warner Brothers Discovery, which had like 6 of the top 10 shows on Wednesday. And I'm sorry, that's not true. ESPN had big coverage too. I think Warner Brothers Discovery had 4 of the top now. That's a huge deal for us, and that was against big sports competition. So there was clear, though, from seeing the way the first hour moved, that like it's going to swing our fans. I see evidence that we had by putting the hot 3 matches on at the end, a lot of interest in the show, and it drove. Not only were they the hottest, like I said before, not to belabor it, the hottest the crowd's ever been for the last 3 matches of any pay-per-view we've ever done. So I felt really good about that.
Tony
People at home, I
Kokan.
mean, look, I've had dinner with Dana out here. I think I may have noted to people while I was out here, and with my dad, and we were talking about it. It's a great business strategy for them too. Punk and Hangman went into the ring before any UFC main event you'll ever see, and they do pretty well. They do great numbers. They're the biggest pay-per-view company in the world, and they do a great job. They have similar number of fights as we did matches, actually more. You'll see like 15 prelims, like 15 matches on a UFC card. Why? For a lot of reasons. They've a lot of fighters that people are interested in. It drives engagement. It drives betting. It gives people more time to buy the show, builds more word of mouth for a main event. And hey, on a Saturday, guess what? Like, it's no secret I'm in the football business. I, for my career, have to watch football on Saturdays. No, like I said, I'll see what the feedback to this was. This was a unique circumstance. I was flexible with a window. It's a good chance that we would have ended it the same time we always do. If I hadn't had to add to the card to make sure there was a whole, almost like, look, the whole pay-per-view was great. But it was one more match than Revolution, bell to start to finish if you had the buy-in. There were 12 matches on the Revolution.
Again, this is him. Like, so basically, he overbooked the show on purpose to try to get the NBA pay-per-view, the people watching the NBA, to maybe come over and buy this. So, like, to do this mass advertising on DraftKings, to whatever the fuck. I don't know. Like, so there's all this stats and business strategy that he went into to do this. Like, very interesting, though, because everybody made fun of or, like, was like, what are they doing? There's a million matches. What the fuck are they doing? Oh, my God, it's going to end at, like, 2 a.m. on the East Coast or whatever. You know, dude, it's been... I get it. This makes sense.
Like, I take great pride in their success and also, like, being here in their home building in their hometown. And, like, hey, there's people at home. If you haven't been watching, this has been a great pay-per-view, which there's been a lot of great stuff already, and there's so much left to go. And when
dude, that's why Tony Schiavone pressed towards the end of the show. Like, tell your friends about the show. Like, you got to tell them. He probably said that right as the Celtics were winning, you know? They definitely had that planned out. Like, remember thinking that was weird. I was like, man, Tony is selling this pay-per-view, and it's almost over, and he's selling the fuck out of it like he's not going to get paid if he doesn't sell it. Now you see what was going on. They were really trying to get that number to pop towards the end. That was all they were thinking about. That's crazy.
Anarchy in the Arena was going off, and the crowd was the hottest they had been at the entire point in the night, and the basketball game's over. That's a good ad for people to, like, hey, you might want to, like, flip this on. There's a lot of people watching with their families or with their friends. Gatherings now are back. People are hanging out in their homes more. So it's a great reason, hey, the game's over. If you get one wrestling, I've been that wrestling fan, right? I've been that fan at, like, watching.
He's right. There are people, it's like, dude, you got to check out AEW right now. It's crazy. Or maybe you saw a clip on Twitter and you're like, oh, shit, that's going on. Yeah. At that point, though, most people steal it. You know, they don't buy it at that point. But you never know.
Hey, was the Royal Rumble 2003 on during?
I would love to hear how many buys happened at that around that time and after the show had started. You know, that would be interesting.
Football championship games. It was, right? Anybody? This. I'm pretty sure it was. I remember watching the matches, like the Kurt Angle match.
People are like, Tony, you probably know more than anyone in the room, to be honest. Tony's a very, like, I bet maybe Meltzer, like, they have to Google it.
I'm pretty sure the football games are on that night. And that's like literally the second and third highest watched TV shows of the entire year after the Super Bowl. So I was in that game. We were in the Jaguars were actually the number 2 show of the year in that year. Second most watched show of the year. So like, look, like I thought it came out incredibly well. I'm sorry for the long-winded answer, but it was a crazy week for many reasons and for the length of the show. It was shorter than WrestleMania 31, I believe, which is a great show other than the Sting stuff. I think is one of their best shows. And so besides that part is a great show, and it was significantly longer than what we did tonight, especially with the stuff at the beginning. He's pointing and nodding. It was. January 9th, it was the same day. Yeah, they were up against, so I remember watching the champion, which is obviously a big part of my life now, 2003 Royal Rumble. So, like, a lot of big events that happens, but we actually fought through. This is a big win. We did our record gate. We did the record for Double or Nothing, again, every time. And it was a big success. And for the crowd, that's why I put those 3 matches at the end, knowing that the crowd would be the hottest they've been. And we got the hottest crowd. I think for people at home, look, like that was one of the things Dana said that really got through to me. Is like, if what you're doing is working, keep doing it. And like,
well, we're gonna find out. I am very curious to see if this does matter, because Tony Khan sacrificed his match placement, the flow of the show, for most of us who watched the whole thing, all for the stragglers who might be coming in at the end of the NBA game. So I can't wait to find out if this made any difference. Because if it didn't, man, you fucking just, what the fuck are you doing?
Ignore, like, some of the noise if it's working, because, like, you're going to get people that don't like what you're doing no matter how well it's doing.
Right. A lot of people are like, what are you doing?
That being said, I don't plan to always go this late. I think it was a unique circumstance, but I left us the flexibility. We could have ended like we have every other time, by 11:40 to 11:58.
I don't mind what he said. I love that he has an explanation for it that makes sense. Even though I don't think it worked for my viewing pleasure, like, as far as a viewer, I think it hurt the show. Like, it hurt my opinion of the show. It hurt the match card. It hurt the whatever. I think it hurt the show. But as far as why he tried it, why he did it, hey, there's no better time to experiment with it than now. And if it ends up being that they did better because of it, you know, fuck, you're going to see it more often then.
On the West Coast, which would have been 8:40, and it would have been about 40 minutes earlier than we actually did end. But I added about 40 minutes into the show, and like I said, I think it paid off at a tune of 6 to 7.
Well, you're going to find out when the numbers come in. I don't think it paid off for the viewers, though.
Washington.
Hey, Will.
Fightful and Grapsity. How you doing, Tony?
Great, Will. Thanks. How are
you? Pretty good.
Great.
Actually, don't really have much of a voice because I've been doing a lot of screaming. So
you've had a big week.
Yeah, I have. Really big. Holy crap.
Well, you've been traveling.
I know. I have been back and forth.
You went back and forth?
I've been back and forth.
You got to see your cousin win a high-profile match on television?
Yes, that was great. That was the whole reason I came. So, speaking of which, I've been to a lot of AEW shows. I'm pretty sure this is like my 13th. And one of the things I have noticed is I pay attention to the crowds. And this crowd in particular, for all of the pay-per-views I've been at, was the hottest I had ever seen it in the final stretch, especially once the arena.
I warned the guys. That was the one thing I said might happen is somebody would do what you just did. But yeah. Anarchy in the arena.
Anarchy in the arena, right? We've used anarchy twice. Okay.
Yep.
So with that said, this was only the second pay-per-view that AEW's ever had in the Pacific time zone. So knowing that going forward, do you see, or is this a better question for Raphael?
Well, no, Raphael and I literally talk every day about the booking. So it's a question for the two of us. We're the ones that do it.
So do you foresee, especially with talking about the length of these pay-per-views and how, you know, that you were talking about how you were comfortable going along with this one, do you foresee doing more shows, specifically pay-per-views, out closer to the West Coast?
I do think if the competition was right, I would maybe have had, you know, the buy-in, maybe the length, one match less on the night, maybe one more on the buy-in, maybe two less on the pay-per-view, change things. I could have moved things around had, you know, things not gone this way with the timing. But it is nice to have the flexibility. Also, we just want to service the fans all across the country. I think we've been all over and done pay-per-views all over the country. I think there's a lot of great places to do pay-per-views on the West Coast. We're just now bringing the TV to LA this week, which is obviously a good thing for me to plug and talk about now with Dynamite for the first time and Rampage coming to California. And I think now that we're finally doing Dynamite and Rampage out on the West Coast also, and of course Double or Nothing, bringing it back here, which I think now, like I said on Wednesday and Friday, I didn't spend any time with I wasn't planning to go out at all. Martha asked me to go out with her, Dr. Martha Hart. I was not planning to go out. She asked me. I wouldn't have taken up. I told her it's her moment, and that's why I got the heck out of there after I did walk her out as she asked, and then I thought she was doing great, and she was out there with two great ones, and but I wasn't expecting to go out at all. But I had said on Wednesday and Friday, Double or Nothing staying in Vegas forever, and I think they showed why. It's great to be back. And there's great markets on the West Coast and the Mountain Time Zone too, as you know, as a Mountain Time Zone guy from Denver. So there's, yeah, and that was one of the last Dynamites before the pandemic shutdown. It was the second to last show. It was actually the show after our best pay-per-view at that point, probably to date, was Revolution 2020. And tonight was the same kind of hot crowd, hot environment. I was really proud of it. So it was a longer show, but again, it was shorter than a lot of WrestleManias and Wrestle Kingdoms. So I do think like we get held to a very high standard, which is overall a good thing in sports, as I've seen. Better than not being held to a high standard, as I know from some experience in football in America and at times in Europe. But right now, things have probably never been in a better position with Fulham than we are right now.
I know this is something you probably think about all the time. And this is related to the crowd, which was great. But in WWE, there's a sheet that says baby faces, heels. And if you say, I want two heels to wrestle each other on Raw, you're going to say no.
How do you know that, Dave? Tell everyone.
I'm not... Because I worked there. God, this is embarrassing.
What did you do there?
I was a writer.
Oh, okay.
This is embarrassing. Anyway.
No, wow, geez, why is that embarrassing?
Okay.
Hey man, I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not trying to be a dick. Working in wrestling is a great thing, and that's a great place to work in wrestling. So.
Sure. Yes, it's great. But the question is, Tony, you do this a lot, and this main event was two baby faces, two of the most popular wrestlers you have. And were you ever worried that when they went out there would be maybe not good tension, but like negative, like weird, like, oh, this person, maybe this is not good for them and their character going forward? You ever feel like that conflict, that special tension that you need in a wrestling match isn't there if you have two people that are kind of the same alignment,
They're very different wrestlers,
right?
And they have very different backgrounds and have had very different paths to get here. So I thought that even though neither one of them is like a traditional rule-breaking wrestler, there a lot of times they say styles make fights. I thought they'd have a great match, and I also thought, look, the sanctity of the championship is very important. Like we've had 4 champions until tonight. Now we have our 5th champion, and every one of them is somebody the company can hang their hat on as a face of the company, and that includes Hangman, who was excellent.
Hangman.
I know I said this to a bunch of you in the build-up too, and in interviews, but what a great champion Hangman has been for the company. And it was something I felt really strongly about, and it's something I believe in. And look, I'll tell you the truth. When he took some time away from the company a year ago, I don't think a lot of people in my position would have held things for him the way I did, and made sure that he still got a world title shot when he got back, and put him in a position where he go in the casino ladder match, give him the opportunity.
You made a mistake because he missed the window, and you just admitted that you gave it to him because you felt you owed it to him, which didn't work, because then he lost all his luster. You should have made him have to build it up again. And so you basically did him a favor by making him champion, and it was a lackluster championship run. It was not very good. It was the worst one. Probably always be the worst one. So Tony Khan, unfortunately, didn't take the sanctity of the title too seriously. With Hangman Page, you just felt you owed him. But, so this is I'm a nice guy. Like, listen, look, everybody, I'm a nice guy. Yeah, well, being a nice guy made the belt, set back the belt a little bit.
As a joker to go in and then earn a world title shot after he had not been around, and could have gone with people that were more experienced. But I believed in him, and Hangman is a guy we've been lined up in from the beginning. And I'm a loyal person, and he's a loyal person, and he's a great wrestler. And from the very beginning of the company, the story when we were out here was Hangman, and then it was Jericho, and then, of course, Mox and Kenny at the end. And who were the first 4 world champions? Well, we set up for Jericho.
Jericho was great.
You all have decided to take your
shit.
hard-earned money and to fund my
Captain
show,
Solo's about to
fund
become
what
the
I
JCS
do,
Digital
to fund
Champion.
What I believe in, to fund my godly ass JCS Army.
We're drinking. We're drinking
Donate
bitch drinks.
to me. Donate to me.
We're drinking the female 3%.
Acknowledge me.
This party's been kind of tame tonight, I gotta be honest.
CM Punk is champion greater than Roman Reigns as champion. Reigns is beyond boring at this point.
Reigns is beyond boring at this point. Captain Solo is out on Roman Reigns. Captain Solo. Captain Solo taking over as the JCS Digital Champion.
MJF
Thank you,
doesn't
Captain.
return until All Out after the Summer of Punk when we get Punk versus Samoa Joe.
MJF doesn't return until All Out. Really? Well, you think so? Why? So, but he's going to come back? Chili Cheese J. I don't know why I'm doing them, sorry. Chili Cheese J, thank you. Wow, that's an interesting prediction. Write that
OJ
down.
loves stabbing Westward and at J straddle my face.
Oh my God, he stabs Nicole Ward. Mr. Pico Boulevard, thank you. To me, Tony Khan deserves every bit of this that he's getting. What he's getting shit on, is that what's happening? I mean, I like Tony, but like I said, like I could, I feel like I should work with him as his like publicity agent. Tony Khan, hit me up, man. I could be your publicity guy and your commentator that would take over for JR and help you.
Mox took the title from him, and Kenny, which was the end of the show, and the beginning of the show, as we set up going into it, was we knew coming into the show, it was Hangman was going to wrestle whoever wins the main event. It's either going to be. I appreciate you saying that because I do feel like it was proven right. As I was. What was the last thing you said? Oh, but yeah. I'm sorry. In America, yes, domestically, the first. So Hangman and Danielson, and then the match they had to kick off the TBS era. Like Hangman was the champion that brought us into TBS, which. Actually, Sinclair was still owning the company, but I had I'd taken over financially, and it was agreed that like everything was. It was really cool. They were really good to work with, and I think I was like they wanted the Supercard of Honor to happen. I think it made sense if I was going to purchase the company that the Supercard of Honor would happen with me booking the show and running the show, and then and taking since it's after the agreement, But they were great. Sinclair was awesome with it, so I actually just closed pretty recently because they were awesome to work with. But it's a complicated asset transfer. I think sometimes that's stuff that outside of the business. Sometimes people that aren't in the business communication with all the assets that were being transferred, and there's a lot to document. That we had made a deal, and it's a pretty famous story because I was not sure that it was actually going to close in time for the announcement in March in Daly's place when we did the announcement of Ring of Honor. So
is it a famous story? No, but I know what he means because it is kind of like. It was a pretty crazy thing when they announced that, when he said that. Like, to me, it's a famous story. But I don't think a lot of other people know it. I think some people, I think like 10,000 people know it. But I do, and it is a crazy story. Like, it really is.
It was we worked off an interim agreement. So then we come back to that. Than they've been. So, you do hear, but again, you see that's the one thing people say about the Batman, right? 3 hours.
Someone in the chat said TK better calm down or he's going to be on dark side of the ring. Oh my God. People fucking just trolling in that chat, bro.
But it worked.
And AEW doesn't have mods.
Well, you're the one who asked.
I know, when you started AEW, you said you didn't want to do these length of shows. You said you didn't want these WrestleMania length shows. That's what I'm wondering is if your strategy has just changed in the 3 years.
Well, I've seen some. Again, I've learned a lot, and we've pay-per-view numbers have grown, and again, that's part of like on pay-per-view. I think we've grown as a pay-per-view. Every milestone we could hit, we've hit. Every pay-per-view year over year has gone up, and we did it again tonight. And it was against probably the toughest competition for any Double or Nothing yet. I don't think we've had to face a Game 7 playoff with 2 big teams. 10 years later, literally 10 years after the Heat and the Celtics went 7 games, I was here when Manny Pacquiao left the crowd sitting. I sat for an hour waiting for something. And this crowd didn't sit waiting for shit. They had the hottest 2 lead-up matches to a main event they ever had, and then they had the hottest main event. It was the hottest go-home stretch of shows we've ever done. Again, I like giving people a lot for their $50. The Ring of Honor pay-per-views are less money, so I do them. It's a great value the fan every bit as much, but we do a little bit. We charge a little bit less, and we do a little bit less. I've only done one, but it was one of my favorite shows I've ever done. I'm really proud of it. And so going back to that. I love doing that, and then since then...
What's in that cup, Tony? What's in that cup, brother?
There's been the merge. What, are you okay? Are you mad at me? No. You're okay. Is everyone okay? No, I'm fine. I was just going back to your question. Oh, okay. I saw Mandy shaking. Oh, you're great. You did great. Good. So, Steph. Going back to this because I really want to. It's a long question. There's a lot. So if you want to know everything, I'll give you a long answer. So then going through this merger and now the new company we've come out of with Warner Brothers Discovery, that is a really exciting time for us too. It's a really exciting thing. And then even this week, like I did press and I was on Zoom with the.
If the MJF thing wasn't a work, do you realize what a great moment it would be if you had MJF walk out there, grab the mic and be like, "Hey, yeah, everybody have fun with this fucking rich guy who fucks me over for my money." And then he slapped Tony Khan, and Tony fell over, and then people ran in, and it got crazy, and it was a work. Oh my God, bro! But people would really maybe believe it that it was real. And then we didn't see MJF for like 2 months. Oh my God, bro! Like what you could do with that. Oh, that'd be crazy. Like, and you might, and like if he like Tony Khan was like, "Hey, don't break my jaw" or something like that, but kind of slap me for and then like we're gonna make it seem real. That would be,
manager and the CEO of Discovery, and times over recent Ring of Honor pay-per-views, one of their biggest Ring of Honor pay-per-views ever, and yeah, so it's all really exciting stuff. And then football season's going to start. Fulham's back in the Premier League. The Jags have a new head coach who's awesome, and I really love Doug, and he's brought.
Thank you, Captain Solo.
Experience. He won the Super Bowl.
Pretty happy about the Celtics game. The Celtics game was one of the better things that happened all week for me, but I really didn't watch a ton of anything, so there's really not a lot to congratulate me on. I'm kind of a piece of garbage, I mean, congratulate Wardlow on winning, but way too early. If the BR app had worked from the beginning, that would have been nice. Had problems there. Tony must really hate FTR not to put them on this biggest pay-per-view ever. I agree, Strange Brew. All that Tony Khan wanted to do is add 1 million matches to this show to make it do something, and FTR wasn't even on it. Fucking FTR. Not on the pay-per-view. I did think that was crazy. I already thought it was crazy, but now I really think it's crazy finding out what Tony Khan thought about tonight. Some pretty crazy shit that he wanted to book 1 million matches. Book the most matches he could to try to delay until they got to the Celtics game. And then they didn't even put FTR on the fucking show. I mean, maybe there's something else that we don't know about them and what's going on, or they had something, I don't know, something to do, or maybe they joined the Celtics, and that's what the problem. So good to see Ember Moon Athena show back up in AEW, back to her old name Athena. We remember when we all gawked over her as Athena with her diving stunner, springboard stunner thing. And then the WWE hired her. Then she became Ember Moon. And then I kept calling Ember Moon Athena. And then I eventually called her Ember Moon. And now I'm going to have to remember to call her Athena again. So we're back to square one with her 8 years later. 8 years later, she's back to being Athena again.
If you, I don't know if you're familiar with a whole new management team, good job with, and Jonathan is one of the world's leading experts on that and data. And he's a big wrestling fan. When we did Mox versus Nagata in the summer of 21, I knew Jonathan Kraft was a big wrestling fan when he said to me, like, you got them coming on your territory. And I was like, oh my God, you get Mox versus Nagata, the business of it. It's like, and at the time it was a business coup unto itself, what was happening in the world of wrestling. I got to lay the hammer down in a major goddamn way. So, so it's a lot, but, I'm just, yeah, it's awesome. And does that begin to answer it for you with the juggle? It's like juggling. Great. No, it's a great question. I hope it was a good answer, and hopefully it's a start. It's a start. Great. I can take a few more, and I want to make sure anybody who came and stayed all this time gets to ask me whatever they want. Hey, Denise. Speaking of the Ring of Honor Supercard pay-per-view, what a great host you were.
Thank you so much for saying that. I'm very happy to hear that. So my question for you is, given the fact that we had our first Double or Nothing here at, in 2019, I was here for the show, and so much has happened since then. So today, knowing everything that you guys have accomplished, all of the records and the people and the over $1 million
Scargut's his friend.
and all of that.
Over 1.1.
1.1.
It's a lot. It's 100,000.
It is. It's a big difference. Yes. So
Wow, he wants to bang Denise.
with all of that being said, if you can go back and tell your 2019 Double or Nothing Tony Khan self, what advice would you tell yourself, or what would you go back and tell yourself during that time period?
Trust your instincts going into the pandemic, because what you're doing is safe. You're not going to let anybody get hurt. It's voluntary. Everybody who wants to come, it's voluntary. The first week, March 18th, was really hard, and a bunch of people, I walked into my office and every big star and all my office were in there, and they were all pulling in different directions. And it was I was like, look, if you don't want to be here, it's 6 o'clock. The show goes live in 2 hours. You were in there. And I said, if you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. But
man, if you missed Tony Khan freaking out earlier, that was probably the funniest thing about this whole thing. He's definitely freaking out over Denise. He's like, oh yeah, Denise. Oh yeah. So please, Denise, do I have a chance with you? Please tell me I have a chance with you. Oh boy. Well, that was something. What a weekend of what a weekend. That was pretty funny with Tony Khan though. The sex bots have arrived in the AEW thing. That's fucking hilarious. But they don't have any mods because they're dumb or something. I don't know what's wrong. Why they have no mods in that chat.
But the show goes live, and we had no issue then. And a lot of teams use with the 25% configuration we brought back, and there's different ways to do it. And I'm not saying that I get anytime I say something, I kind of can't live without. There's different opinions about the Thunderdome, but I thought there were things about it that's a way to go. That's a way to go. But if outdoors for us, we were outdoors, not indoors. So outdoors, I equated it, and a bunch of you heard me say this 100 times, but I'll say it again. The drive-in movie.
Good night, Samuel.
Drive-in movie experience. It was we're going to create it, and we'll bring the fans back. We're outdoors. This is safe. They've said it's 99-point-something% safer than being inside. 99%. And that if we put people out there, as we did, even with masks outside, socially distanced from everyone else, a family or a group of friends comes in, they sit their own section of seats, and we were able to get 1,000 fans in and do that for months and months and months. The Jaguars ended up doing the same thing in the first week of NFL 2020, the only two teams.
Has anyone asked them an MJF question yet? Well, I'm going to give tonight's pay-per-view a 6.5 or 6. Yeah, I'm going to give it a 6. 6 out of 10 tonight. AEW, Double or Nothing 2022. It's been a long week for me, man. This show was weird, but now we know why it was so weird. They were trying to catch the NBA fans buying the pay-per-view late or something, or whatever. Okay. Jericho and the boys look sus. They look like the new KKK. Somebody said that. I thought that was funny. Pretty funny. Congratulations to Captain Solo. Looks like he's going to become the largest dono of the stream. At $15, Captain Solo. Welcome to all the new subs. They're out there. Better than you. Ooh. How about that belt, man? That belt that Martha Hart brought out. The belts look great. I talked about it earlier tonight, but I really love Martha Hart. She was so great. Who didn't love her tonight? She was wonderful. And we found out that, Ruby Soho doesn't know how to put a sharpshooter on anybody. Probably why she couldn't win.
Twice, so remember, dismembered, left in the ring. Better